and welcome to Jay's Reviews. Today we're covering Sushi Roll by Gamewright. In Sushi Roll, you're rolling dice and drafting them to try and get the best picks from the moving conveyor belts. This plays 2 to 5 players, good for ages 8 and up, and plays in about 20 to 40 minutes. Let's hit the table and see what we've got. Setup. Give each player a tray, 2 chopsticks, and 3 menus. Take the red conveyor belt and enough conveyor belt for all players. Shuffle and give 1 to each player. The player with the red conveyor belt is the first player. Place the other chopsticks, menus, puddings, and score tokens within reach of all players. Make sure all dice are in the dice bag and give it a good shake. Depending on how many players you are will determine how many dice will be pulled from the dice bag for each player. For 2 players, it's 8. For 3 players, it's 7. For 4 players, it's 6. For 5 players, it's 5. Each player takes dice from the dice bag and places it on their conveyor belt. You are now ready to roll. How to play. Sushi Roll is played over 3 rounds. To start a round, everyone rolls their dice and places them back on the conveyor belt. The person with the red conveyor belt starts the round by picking a dice and places it on their tray. This is a mandatory action. You may also use tokens before picking your dice for the turn. Menus. This token lets you re-roll any number of dice on your conveyor belt. Chopsticks. This token lets you take any dice from another player's conveyor belt and swap it for one of your own, which does not change the face of the dice. Once the first player is done, play continues clockwise until all players have taken dice. Once all players have done this, the conveyor belts move to the left. Everyone re-rolls the dice that are now in front of them. Turn starts again with the player with the red conveyor belt. Some dice you pick will give you tokens immediately. Those dice are pudding. This will only score at the end of the game, menus, and chopsticks. Play continues like this until there are no more dice. This triggers the end of the round and it's time to score. Depending on the dice you have picked throughout the round will determine your score. There's a nice layout on your tray that tells you what dice score what. Once you score, take the tokens to match that and put all dice back in the dice bag. To start the next round, shake the dice bag and have players draw dice again. Get rollin'. The person with the highest score after 3 rounds wins the game. Do you love dice? Do you love sushi? Well, this game has that and more. This is the latest in the Sushi Go series, but is definitely something we wanted for our shelf. We're a big fan of the original game, but this stands out on its own. The drafting mechanic is very well balanced and the flavor of the game is great. The only downside to the game is the fact that you'll be craving sushi by the time you're done playing. This is a great introductory drafting game for younger players as well as older players. It's fast to teach and easy to play, but would be great for families for a game night during the week, but also as a filler game for players who like to play something light and fun in between heavier games. We give this J seal of approval and we'll catch you next time at the table.